Far beyond the golden warmth of our sun, past the familiar orbits of Jupiter and Saturn, past the icy rings of Uranus, lies a world that defies logic and expectation. A sapphire blue giant, shimmering in the darkness like an ocean with no shore. Its beauty is hypnotic, but behind that calm, ethereal glow lies a place of chaos, violent, relentless, and utterly alien. This is Neptune, the windiest planet in the solar system, and its storms move faster than the speed of sound. Imagine standing, if you somehow could, on a world where the air itself screams. Winds here reach 1,500 miles per hour. That's twice the top speed of a fighter jet, faster than a bullet train, faster than any hurricane that's ever torn across Earth. Yet Neptune, the farthest planet from the Sun, receives less than 1,000th the sunlight we do. It's cold, distant, and starved of energy. So the question that has haunted astronomers for decades is this: how can a world so cold, so far from the Sun, rage with the most violent winds in the solar system? To find the answer, we have to look back, far back, to a time before Neptune even had a name. In 1846, humanity didn't just discover a new planet. It discovered the power of mathematics to predict the invisible. Scientists noticed that Uranus wasn't behaving as expected. Its orbit wobbled, as if tugged by an unseen hand. That invisible force was Neptune. Two astronomers, John Couch Adams in England and Urbain Le Verrier in France, calculated where this mysterious planet had to be. When the German astronomer Johann Galle pointed his telescope to those coordinates, there it was. A faint blue disk, right where the equations said it would be. Neptune became the first planet discovered through math before it was ever seen by human eyes. But even that remarkable discovery didn't prepare us for what Voyager 2 would find. In 1989, after a 12-year journey across the solar system, NASA's Voyager 2 spacecraft approached Neptune, the only spacecraft ever to visit the planet. What it saw was shocking. Against all expectations, Neptune wasn't a quiet, frozen ball of gas. It was alive with motion. Gigantic storms churned through its atmosphere, including one so massive it could swallow the entire Earth. Scientists named it the Great Dark Spot, a swirling vortex of unimaginable power. And within it, winds were clocked at over 1,300 miles per hour. This was a paradox. Neptune's temperature is around 214 degrees Celsius. Its sunlight is so faint it casts barely a twilight glow. There should be no energy here to drive storms like this. Yet there they were, raging with ferocity unmatched anywhere else. So where does Neptune get its power? The answer, it turns out, lies deep beneath its swirling blue clouds. Neptune emits more than twice as much energy as it receives from the Sun. That means it has its own internal heat source, something hidden, radiating from within. It's as if the planet has a burning heart. Scientists think this heat could come from leftover energy from Neptune's formation, gravitational compression, radioactive decay, or friction from materials sinking toward its core. Whatever the source, that heat rises through the icy layers, mixing the atmosphere and fueling those monstrous winds. But that's not all. Neptune's winds don't just move fast, they move backward. At its equator, the planet's atmosphere races in one direction, while the poles spin in the opposite. This bizarre counter-rotation tears and twists the atmosphere into jet streams that whip around the planet endlessly. If you watched Neptune from space, you'd see vast bands of clouds streaking across it, vanishing and reforming in just hours. The planet is in constant motion, restless, unpredictable, alive. And then there's the color, that deep, mysterious blue. It's not just methane, though. Methane does absorb red light and reflect blue. Uranus, which also has methane, is pale in comparison. Neptune's blue is darker, richer, more intense, so much so that scientists believe something else is at play. Some unknown compound in its upper atmosphere, something we still haven't identified, maybe painting the planet with that haunting sapphire hue. But Neptune's story doesn't end at its clouds. Its magnetic field tilts 47 degrees from its axis of rotation, so wildly misaligned that the field lines twist and wobble like a lopsided top. It's one of the most complex magnetic fields in the solar system, possibly generated by layers of ionic water and ammonia deep inside. Imagine oceans of superheated ice. Yes, ice so hot it behaves like a liquid metal, sliding and convecting, creating electrical currents powerful enough to light up the planet's auroras. Neptune's winds may be invisible, but their effects are not. Voyager 2's cameras captured thin, white clouds racing across the Great Dark Spot's surface, so fast that they circled the planet in just 16 hours. Those clouds are made of methane ice crystals, drifting through an atmosphere of hydrogen, helium, and traces of other gases. What we see as delicate, wispy streaks are, in reality, frozen shards propelled by winds strong enough to tear through steel. And yet Neptune is eerily silent. With no solid surface for waves to crash against, its winds have no voice. It is a storm that rages in silence, a planet screaming soundlessly into the void. Even its moons tell a story of chaos. Triton, Neptune's largest moon, orbits in the opposite direction of the planet's rotation, a retrograde orbit that defies the usual order of the solar system. This suggests that Triton wasn't born alongside Neptune, but was captured, a wandering world, possibly once part of the Kuiper Belt, ensnared by Neptune's gravity billions of years ago. Today, Triton is one of the coldest places known, yet it still shows signs of geological activity. Voyager 2 spotted geysers erupting from its surface, jets of nitrogen gas blasting miles into space. Even here, in the deep freeze, Neptune's influence stirs motion and change. Every time astronomers look at Neptune, they find more questions than answers. We've only seen it up close once, more than 3 decades ago. Everything we know since then has come from distant telescopes, including Hubble and the James Webb Space Telescope. Neptune is a planet of contradictions, a place where the most violent winds rage in the most distant cold, where deep silence hides immense power, where beauty masks chaos. It's the embodiment of cosmic mystery, a reminder that the farther we look into the darkness, the more we find worlds that defy our understanding. And perhaps the most humbling thought of all, Neptune has only completed one full orbit around the Sun since we discovered it in 1846. In all of human history, we have witnessed just one Neptunian year. To Neptune, our entire modern civilization, the rise of electricity, space travel, computers, the internet, has been nothing but a single season. Someday another spacecraft will journey there again, and we'll see what secrets Neptune has been keeping since Voyager's visit. Until then, it remains the solar system's great enigma, a cold, distant world that howls in silence, where invisible storms rage through sapphire skies, and the winds of eternity never rest.